Hey, let's go see if we can find some monarch eggs. I'll show you what they look like and snip them off and bring them in, and you can help me raise them or raise them along the way. So let's go check it out. I did see my first monarch actually going around the yard, and it kept hanging out at these little milkweed plants way back here. Landed at least 4 or 5 times. So I'm pretty sure, excuse the junk back here, I've got to take care of that soon. But I'm pretty sure, and bring them in and raise them if I can. So let's take a look. I have a container with a napkin. I'll wet that down if I find any leaves. I've got scissors to snip off leaves or parts of the leaves. But let's take a look and see if we can find any. I didn't look yet. So this is initial hunting. Yeah, let's see. No, that's not one. They are a certain kind of shape, and they're like almost, if you look at them real close, they're like a lime green. I see something's been eating this. This is not from a butterfly, obviously. That's probably from a chicken or a duck who tried it and it didn't taste good. They do not taste good to other animals. Most always monarch caterpillars. There are other bugs that like to live on them, on milkweed, but mostly monarch caterpillars. Okay? I try to be methodical about it because I don't want to miss any. Usually what I can do, I'll try it now, is just bend it over, and then I can look at the underside of a bunch of leaves at one time. Okay, I don't see anything here. Let's check over here. These little ones. Oh, that's an interesting pattern. I haven't seen this pattern before. Look at that. Let's see. Hello, guys. Don't eat them. If you see any caterpillars, don't eat them. Alright, what's on the back of that leaf? Nothing there, but that's a really interesting pattern. Okay, anything here? Oh, there's one! Right here. Right there. I'm gonna get that one. What else? What I like to do a lot of times is I like to snip it at the bottom and make it like a cut flower, and then put it in water. I don't think you can see this one very well. Let's see. That is a monarch egg. It's sticking up. It's really light color. I can get my magnifying glass out later and show it to you. But that's one of them right there. There's nothing here, and there is something here. And that's real common with monarchs too. A lot of times they'll lay eggs on the youngest plants in the whole group. So for sure I've got one here. I don't want to pull it yet or take it off yet. I can take just the leaf off. Or like I said, I can snip it. Either I could snip it to the bottom, or I could just snip it right here, like you would a basil or a zinnia. You know, when you want to branch them out, I can snip it here, and then the plant will continue to grow out from these little leaf buds right here. I can put this right here in a shot glass to keep the flower alive and healthy, but I don't want to take it out yet. Let's see what else is here. Okay, here's a little baby plant. Nothing here. A baby plant here. Nope. Okay. Let's see. I checked these. Let me check these. Let's take this tip part. There's many times when the monarchs want. Well, I don't know if they do this on purpose, but they can kind of sense when the plant is older and rubbery, so they don't want to lay eggs where that is not a monarch egg. They don't want to lay eggs where the caterpillars are going to have a hard time eating the plants. So So if you are looking for monarch eggs, that is not either. That's a spider. You don't usually have to bother with the really older leather ones, like if they're starting, especially if they're starting to turn yellow, because they're not going to be on there. They're going to be on the really tender new growth or the younger plants. That might be one right there. I don't have my reading glasses. Let me wait on that one. Okay, looking. No. But now here's the thing. When that monarch was flying around, that was the day it was really, really windy too. So maybe shouldn't have as good a luck getting to the plants. It's hard to say. So if you're deciding to plant any milkweed on your property, you probably want to pick a place that has some shelter nearby from the wind. No, I don't think that one. Where was the one I saw? Want to pick some shelter from the wind so they can actually get to what they're looking for. The other thing is they spread so fast, and the wind usually comes from the southeast, blows northwest. So if you plant milkweed in the northwest corner of your property, it will not spread like a weed for you. For someone else it might, but not for you. So let's go under the, oh, there's some little baby plants. That's where chickens usually like to hide out, over here. Let's look at this one. And when I'm really on the hunt for monarch eggs, I am definitely looking at the stuff right in the grass, just to see if I can get to it before hubby does with the tractor, with the mower, just to save them. Save the monarchs. Nothing here. Something was eating it. Again, it could have been a chicken. Could have been a goose, a duck. I don't have any geese. Could have been a goose. Not my goose though. But if there are any baby caterpillars that have hatched, the leaves might look like that too. But if the birds get to the baby caterpillars, then there's no finding them. All right. Oh, my lilac. Snap test. Yep, that branch is quite dead. That's not what I'm here for, Tam. Just trying to get through. This branch is dead too. You can remove dead branches, diseased branches, crossing branches anytime from any plant. So I'm just trying to make it so that I can get underneath there without killing myself here. Okay. I haven't seen chickens eat monarch eggs, but it's possible. So here's another leaf with a hole in it. Could have been a munched hole, especially because it's in the middle. I don't see any caterpillars. Okay. I don't see any eggs. Huh. So that poor little mama only was able to lay one egg. This is an interesting leaf curl. No, that's not ours. That's not a... No, that's not a monarch. What about over here? Okay. No. And sometimes there's, if the leaf gets damaged, there will be milkweed oozed onto it, or the sap will drip. It looks like milk. And sometimes people think that that is a an egg. Like this is probably from sap. And the milkweed nectar stuff inside. But it is not. Okay, well, you know, one is better than none. It's not as good as 2, but it's better than none. And there's more back there. I just don't want to go all the way back there. But I'm going to go back and show you again what that looks like. Ooh, and you got to be careful because sometimes you'll find other critters living on the milkweed. And they were there first. There's a little spider. Now that spider might eat caterpillars. Hi, little guy. Don't know. But we did find it on... It was this one? Shoot. Was it this one? No, I think it was on the baby plant, wasn't it? Yeah. It was down here. And then the benefit... Yeah, I'm going to pull this one and make it a vase. Put it in a vase. The benefit of cutting the whole thing down and putting it in water is that if I find more eggs, I can put them on here. If I find baby caterpillars, I can put them on here as well. So, how far down can I cut? Alright, there's a leaf partner right here. I'll cut all the way down to there. That'll give me a little bit more stem to put in water. There we go. And when they are really tiny, I don't know if you can see it as well here. Hold on. Put these in my pocket. But when it's just a little egg and the caterpillars are super tiny, they might eat one leaf a day, one of these small leaves a day, but they grow fast and they start growing and eating more sooner and sooner. So, I could leave it like this. There are people that just leave leaves with wet paper towel in there until the eggs hatch. But again, I like to put them in water, like a vase, so they stay fresher longer. And a lot of times I will place plastic over the top of the vase, or a cup, or shot glass, or mason jar, whatever it might be. Did I ever look at these two? Yeah, look at these already. Did I? Yes, I did. There's another one over here. Not being greedy, but I'm being greedy. I got some milkweed on me now. I am not allergic to it. Some people are. It doesn't sting, it doesn't burn or sting or anything for me. And then some people don't find out they're allergic until later, or they develop an allergy to it. I am not suffering with that yet. Alright, so that is one. So I know she did lay an egg there. I love it. I love to harvest eggs, whether it's chickens or ducks or butterflies. I've got more monarch over here, or more milkweed over here. Take a look over here. Now these is what I was talking about with the bigger leathery plants, and these actually have, so these are huge. This is your common milkweed. This is what you normally see if you're growing common milkweed. They're very leathery, and the flowers haven't formed yet. The butterflies are attracted to the flowers for nectar, and they'll lay their eggs on the plant to eat, so the caterpillars will eat it. Hi, kitty! Oh my goodness, he's so loud. These take a little bit more effort. Yes, kitty! When butterflies are really active, when monarchs are really active, you can see them, they'll lay on the leaves, on the flowers. Hi, kitty! Hi, kitty, you gonna look for them too? Nothing there. Nothing there. I wouldn't expect them to be on these backs of these leaves because they're like so far close to the ground. I haven't seen monarchs that go down underneath like that. But we're gonna check. Lots of aphids. Aphids sometimes look like eggs. They're not eggs. Little red spider mite says they're not eggs either. Oh, wait, what's that? Nope, that's not an egg. There's lots of ants. The ants like the aphids. You'll see, oh my goodness! There's a bunch right here. Oh, That's exciting. Hold on, Tam. Is it real or is it Monarch? Let's see. Again, I don't have my reading glasses with me, but... Oh, no. Nope. So not what I'm looking for. Okay. A lot of times before I do one of these videos, I will have looked first. Oh, that's this one right here. I can't see the light. A lot of times I will have looked first. I'm going to take that one in. Take that piece in. And then I show you all on video what they look like. This time, like I said, I did not. Where's my scissors? So, what I do is I try to leave the leaf alone itself. I try to leave it on the stem if it's just like one egg, but I will cut around it. That one looks really, that one looks potentially pretty good, but we'll see. And then I'll put it in, I'll bring it in and, you know, leave it on the wet napkin. And I will put a cover over the top gently. And every day I'll open up the cover to check to see if it's hatched. Milkweed behind the arches, because to me, out of sight is out of mind. And what the heck happened over here? This one might be something. And I've got so many. I typically have so much milkweed, it doesn't make much difference. But there's one little plant here. It's not cut out. Nope. Alright. I have more. I do not have half the milkweed I had last year because I've been pulling it. I got enough weeds as it is. And volunteer plants that I've just been pulling. Okay, so this is my stand I allowed to grow. And this is east of everything else. So this is the farthest east corner of our yard. Actually, this is the southeast corner. So if the milkweed goes to seed, the seeds will blow that way, and they won't get into everything else. Here's a little guy here. Let's look at you. Ants. Nothing there. Okay. Let's look at these guys. See, there's a white speck, but it's moving. That's an aphid. Or a white fly or something else. Okay. Right. Something took a bite of that. But that looks like a duck or a chicken. And the funny thing is that the poultry will only do that once, maybe twice. And then they'll say, "Ooh, this is disgusting." There's certain things they will eat and certain things they just won't. That is not an egg. That is an aphid. But I haven't seen monarchs over in this area. I have to assume that maybe they're going to start coming here because I saw that first one yesterday. See, now people will get excited about that right there. That white spot right here. And that's milkweed sap. That's not an egg. That is also milkweed sap. It's super, super light color. And that results in like the wind, from the wind blowing it around and tearing it, being damaged somehow. And I'm gonna check this last one and then I'll go. Try to look around while I'm doing this. Oh wait, actually, there was one other thing I was gonna look at too. Okay, nope. Nope. Not yet. Okay. So these are also common milkweed, very thick leaves, kind of rubbery, kind of wavy, thick in texture and thick in width. Over here is one swamp milkweed here. These are the pink ones, the common swamp. Oh, there's some over here. The common swamp milkweed is right here. No, this is not common. This is swamp milkweed. This is pink. Turns pink. Get this stuff off from there. And they like to lay them on here, on these leaves too. These are thinner leaves. But there's nothing there. Okay. Cosmos. It's a flower. It will attract butterflies. Some parsley. And here's some more swamp milkweed. Pink. And they spread almost as easily as dandelions. So I've been trying to eliminate them. And I'm not seeing any more eggs. There's another stand here. Nope. So, but I did see one monarch yesterday. So I know they are here in the area again. At least one is. So that will be more coming. I'll take these in, put the one in the, I'm going to cut the end off again of the stem that I cut, because it's probably sealed itself by now. And then I will put the other one in this dish here with and I'll make the napkin wet. I know, I'm determined. But you can't find eggs by sitting on the porch. And you can't see monarchs around unless you're outside. So I'm outside and I'm looking. I hear a little friendly bee. Hello, friendly bee. Hi, BB. And I don't see anything yet. Okay. So that is it for today. One egg for sure and one egg for maybe. And I'll be checking every couple days. Oh my gosh, I got more asparagus over there. These I got to cut down because I don't want the fronds to take away from the energy of the plant. But this little guy here, before he gets into a stem, I can cut him down and eat him. Alright, so that's all I've got for today. So, happy monarch egg hunting. If you think you have one and you're not sure, try to take a really close-up, detailed picture and send it to me and I'll let you know. Or give me a call or message me and I will help you figure it out. See ya. Alright. Oh. Are you stuck? Come on, honey. Come on, honey. Come on, honey. Come on out. Come on out. Come on out. There you go.